Africans in the diaspora send over 100 billion back to Africa every year. But here's what nobody is really talking about. That money is no longer just remittances. It is becoming capital, companies, and control. I've seen deals happen. I've seen markets open. And I've watched Africans abroad quietly rebuild entire industries. For years, Africa has been positioned as a continent in need. But something powerful is happening behind the scenes. Africans in the diaspora are no longer just sending money home. They are sending systems, structure, and skill. They are bringing back knowledge, networks, and access that didn't exist before. This is what I call diaspora power. The old narrative says Africa needs aid. But let's be honest, aid has never built sustainable economies. What builds economies is trade, infrastructure, entrepreneurship, and market access. Africa has talent. That has never been the issue. The real gap has been access to global markets, understanding international standards, and connecting opportunities across borders. And that is where the diaspora becomes powerful. I've worked directly with African businesses trying to enter the United States market. And here's the truth most people don't tell you. The product is rarely the problem. The real challenge is packaging standards, compliance, labeling, and distribution. I've seen great products fail, not because they are bad, but because they are not market ready. That's where diaspora professionals come in. We understand both sides, the African production environment and the expectations of global markets. And when you connect the right people, that's when deals begin. And once those deals begin, they create repeatable pathways for others to follow. Now look at fintech. This is where things get really interesting. Where Mimo Abbey of Esusu Financial is helping people use rent payments to build credit. Credete is solving access to credit using alternative financial data. And Tope Awotona built Calendly, a global platform from a simple idea. This is the pattern. Diaspora founders are building global solutions with unique insight. They understand both worlds, and that becomes their advantage. And increasingly, they are reinvesting that success back into Africa. Beyond business, doctors in the diaspora are building hospitals back home. Professors are creating exchange programs. Professionals are funding schools and training institutions, not as charity, but as long-term infrastructure. This is a shift from helping to building systems that last, systems that can outlive individuals and create generational impact. Let me bring this closer to home. I've been in rooms where these conversations turn into real opportunities. At the IMF meetings in Washington, D.C., I met Aliko Dangote, and that moment didn't happen by luck. It came from years of showing up, building networks, and positioning myself in the right rooms. Through US, Africa Business Week, and trade missions, I've seen diaspora investors fund projects, real estate developments take shape, agricultural investments scale, and cross-border partnerships form. I've seen conversations move from introductions to negotiations to actual execution. This is not theory. This is happening in real time. So let's step back. The diaspora is rebuilding Africa through capital, knowledge, networks, technology, and platforms. And most importantly, they are shifting the narrative from dependency to ownership. But if this is going to scale, it cannot remain individual effort. It must be supported. Governments must simplify processes, protect investments, and create stable environments. Policies must treat the diaspora as investors, partners, and nation builders. Local ecosystems must be ready to execute and maintain standards, and the diaspora must commit long-term building systems, not just ideas. If we get this right, Africa becomes a place where capital grows, businesses scale, and global opportunities are created, where young people don't just look outward for opportunity, but can build globally from within. But all of this requires structure. That's why platforms like US Africa Business Week exist. During the high level week of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, we bring together governments, diaspora investors, businesses, and global institutions, not just to talk, but to align and execute. Because the future will be built by those who can connect the right people at the right level at the right time. But if diaspora capital is this powerful, the real question is, are African governments taking it seriously enough? Now I want to hear from you. What do you think needs to change for diaspora impact to grow even faster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're serious about global business in Africa, follow this page. Because we're not just talking about the future, we're building it together.